Hey guys, welcome back to my channel where I talk about the NWSL, women's soccer, just soccer, only soccer. So when Meg Linehan, women's soccer journalist and one of the most credible journalists when it comes to women's soccer, announces on Sunday, August 21st that the U.S. Women's National Team 2022 September roster is coming out on Monday, August 22nd, then it means the U.S. Women's National Team September roster is indeed coming out on Monday, August 22nd. If you're watching this video, it means the roster has dropped like Meg Linehan said it would. Anyway, this roster is for the September camp and friendlies against Nigeria's women's national team. The friendlies are scheduled for Saturday, September 3rd and Tuesday, September 6th. After an exciting summer where we got to see CONCACAF and the Women's Euro, I found myself really missing international soccer. Even though U.S. Soccer announced the two friendlies against Nigeria and the October friendly against England, the next international break seems so far away, but in reality, it was right around the corner. So the U.S. Women's National Team 2022 September roster. In all honesty, I'm not really expecting any changes from the June/CONCACAF roster. I don't think enough time has passed where Vlatko is going to be making big changes to the roster at this time. However, we might see some changes for the October roster against England. Or we might not. The CONCACAF roster/this roster could be the team Vlatko is going to stick with for the October roster. It's hard to say at this point. Changes could very well happen. Let's get into the roster for the September camp and friendlies. Starting with the goalkeepers, Aubrey Kingsbury, Casey Murphy, and Alyssa Nair, the same keepers from CONCACAF. I think people were hoping to see Fallon Tellis-Joyce or Katie Lund, since Fallon is one of the top performing goalkeepers in the NWSL, and Lund has been performing really well as of recent. But I'm not really surprised Vlatko is sticking with Kingsbury, Murphy, and Nair. They have a lot of experience, especially Nair, and they have done well on the international level. Murphy did make some mistakes in CONCACAF, but looking back, I think those could be remedied with better communication between her and her back line. When it comes to Fallon, yeah, I would like to see Fallon get called up. In an interview with Vlatko, he did say Fallon, Bella Bixby, and Katie Lund are on his radar for this NWSL season, so there's that. Now, on to the defenders. So for defenders, we have Alana Cook, Emily Fox, Naomi Girma, Sophia Huerta, Kelly O'Hara, and Becky Sauerbrunn. Even though she's not listed, Crystal Dunn, who had given birth to her son on May 20th, will join the camp for training, but will not be playing in the two matches against Nigeria. She's still working on returning to full fitness. As for this back line, Cook has been a solid center back in the past, but she has been a little shaky since coming back to OL Reign after CONCACAF. I still think she'll be okay for the U.S. Women's National Team, though. Sophia Huerta has been great for OL Reign since coming back. I was a little concerned about her defending during CONCACAF, but she seems to be getting better. From her recent matches with the Reign, she seems more aggressive in the defense, which is going to be needed against Nigeria, since Nigeria is a team that could run right through our back line if they're not careful. Speaking of aggressive defenders, Emily Fox is back as well, which is always good. And we also have Naomi Girma, who has been impressing me in the NWSL with the San Diego Wave. I think the U.S. back line as a whole is really going to be tested in these friendlies against Nigeria, so it's going to be interesting to see how they hold up against them. Kelly and Becky are the most experienced players in this back line, and their experience is definitely going to be needed. Now, on to the midfielders. So for midfielders, we got Sam Coffey, Lindsay Horan, Taylor Korniak, Rose Lavelle, Christy Mewis, Ashley Sanchez, and Andy Sullivan. Yeah, it looks like the same midfielders from CONCACAF, to be honest, which is perfectly fine. I had no issues with the midfielders Vlatko picked. Sam Coffey was brought on as a training player during the summer friendlies against Colombia, then was let go. She did get called up to CONCACAF after Ashley Hatch got injured. Thing is, Coffey is a great player, but I'm hoping she is able to get some playtime in these upcoming matches. Despite getting called up after Hatch's injury, I don't think she got much playtime. I can't even remember if she subbed on in any of the CONCACAF matches. I was kind of concerned with Lindsey Horan during CONCACAF because of her knee and how much Vlatko kept starting and playing her. Almost every time she got tackled, challenged, or went down in the CONCACAF matches, I was worried that she would have to come off on a stretcher. On the upside, Horan has been doing fine physically. She has been doing great with Lyon, scoring 2 goals in the IWCC finals match against Monterrey Rayadas and winning the IWCC Cup with Lyon. The rest of the midfield looks great. I like it, but I'm hoping Vlatko alternates the midfield. During CONCACAF, it seemed like Vlatko kept starting Horan and Sullivan together. I would like to see Mewis get to start, Coffey and Korniak as well. Allow Coffey and Korniak to get some more international playtime and experience. As for Kristie Mewis, everyone says she's a super sub, but I think she should start more. She's aggressive, confident, and is overall tough in the midfield. That's going to be needed against Nigeria. Now, on to the forwards. For forwards, we have Ashley Hatch, Alex Morgan, Mal Pugh, Midge Purce, Megan Rapinoe, Trinity Rodman, and Sophia Smith. Great to have Hatch back. She couldn't continue with CONCACAF due to an injury, but I'm happy to see her. Over the summer and during CONCACAF, Vlatko was working on Hatch's chemistry with Mal and Sophia Smith, and it's good that he's continuing to do that with her. Always good to see Midge Purce, Mal, Alex Morgan, and Pino. So Sophia Smith, crafty player with great footwork. I love her up top. She's been doing great with the Thorns. Her and Alex Morgan are neck and neck in the NWSL Golden Boot race for the 2022 season. Smith, I think, now has 11 goals so far, and Morgan has 12. They're so close. And then there's Trinity Rodman. She needs more international playtime, plain and simple. Vlatko has not started her in a single CONCACAF match, and people were very confused as to why. When he does bring her on, it's like for the final 5, 10, or 15 minutes of the game just to close it out. I'm hoping in these matches against Nigeria, Rodman can get to start or just get more minutes. She has chemistry with Sanchez and Sullivan in the midfield and Hatch up top, and Vlatko should try to use that to his advantage. Besides that, the forwards look good. So this is the 2022 U.S. Women's National Team roster for the September camp and friendlies against Nigeria. Nigeria isn't a team to take lightly. They are a physical team. They have been growing and developing, and a lot of their players play for clubs around Europe and the U.S. They will definitely pose as a good challenge for the U.S. team ahead of the friendly with England this October. Anyway, that is all I have for you guys today or tonight, and I'll see you all in the next one. Later.